What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gamer Dad channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Shout out to all the Division agents out here. And I say that simply because this is something that you can tell that the Division community has a very, in a sense, loyal fan base. I use the word loyal loosely because it's not necessarily solely because of the game that many are loyal to it. There are many reasons many people would decide to stay with the Division game. I mean, some of them simply being they may enjoy the company of their communities, their clans, and, they enjoy the fact that they could just rinse and repeat different aspects of the game and get some level of casual, nature of play through in terms of a game that just provides you a lot of stuff to do if you really want to get into doing it. Now, I say all of this because just recently, Bungie unveiled their upcoming game, Concord. And the reaction that you are seeing from a lot of people within those, communities, and that will be probably maybe the Destiny community, maybe some people who've liked Bungie's old games, is somewhat similar to the reactions that you got to see when Massive unveiled its Avatar game and then its Star Wars Outlaws game, and then when other studios went ahead and took assets from the Division 1 and Ghost Recon and mishmashed it together, and you got X Defiant as a first-person shooter. Then there was the announcement of Ghost Recon Frontline, which Ubisoft eventually dragged back into the shadows. And you're starting to see that this is something that, across the board, the reality is a lot of folk who are actually core to these communities are actually very serious as to how their own attention, should be treated. And so looking at how Concord has been received, I guess it's safe to say that these audiences know exactly what they came for, but these developers, for the most part, and their publishers are not necessarily dialed in. The Division 1, in my opinion, was a solid game. It already pulled a lot of people in. The Division 2 did well. Even when the console sales were bad at first, there were still PC sales enough to continue to push the game forward. I mean, we're talking about 2025 content possibly coming soon to this game. So the numbers were already there. It was quite fascinating and shocking that somewhere, somehow, they decided that they were going to end the franchise and go ahead and pursue these other things. And at the same time, Bungie was probably planning that they would move away from Destiny and go pursue other things as well. So seeing that their Concord game is having this whiplash of an effect is quite wild in a sense, but at the same time, not unpredictable, because other communities who had games within similar structures and possibly close genres, I won't say the same genre, are actually reacting and responding the same way. Now, this is very interesting. I mean, what else would you expect? And I think this has probably been basically what we've seen in the past. And this is why a lot of people are anticipating and looking forward to the Division 3. It's simply because the audience has come for exactly the game that they want. And this is exactly the game that they're basically going to, be waiting for. And this is the game that many people are just already dialed into. As of today, if Ubisoft Massive came out and said, we want to do the beta for the Division 3, or we want to do a pre-alpha or whatever it is, man, I'm telling you, they will have a lot of people's interest, and they know exactly what to do. Even their newest, expansion that they're talking about in terms of the DLC is basically them wanting to go and bring you a Brooklyn DLC. Why? Because they understand now more than ever that they have to lock into the community that has always appreciated the game and appreciated different aspects of the game as well. Everybody knows that New York has always been where it's at. And not just New York, but New York and the representation that we had from the Division 1. DC was fine. DC is good. I like Washington, DC basically being, kind of a change of pace and such. But at the end of the day, there is the art aspect of the Division 1 that I'm certain that a lot of people are quite fond of. And art is basically something that drives a lot of, the game's, I would say, perception, the way you see a game and so on and so forth. So it's good to see that, the Division community is somehow vindicated in this regard, seeing that even the Bungie and Destiny community and even the shooter community all around is like, well, we are probably not too keen on this from Bungie, to be very honest. I mean, you can come here on Twitter and you can look around and see how people are just like, no, we could have gotten something more like maybe factions. This is coming from most likely the PlayStation community, who preferred a grounded shooter in a sense, not like an Overwatch, kind of a replica in a sense. This is not necessarily what people are looking for. And even in the Division community, people were not looking for a third-person action game or even a first-person avatar game, and many people responded this way. So it's interesting to just see these responses and see the reactions. And, at the end of the day, it's not as if the Division community has been reacting all this while. We're just reacting the way gamers would usually react, in a sense, especially when it's something that it's a product that we like, we've invested in, and there's potential for the developers to still be able to make money and the publisher. And you keep scratching your head asking, why are they not even pursuing this even harder? My recommendation, if anyone in Ubisoft Massive is listening, is they need to start putting out teasers for the Division 3. Anything that they can do to continue to maintain interest, because depending on where that game is in development, it may not necessarily be able to hold a lot of attention as time goes on. I may be wrong, but I'll talk about this in a separate video. For now, I'm going to end this video, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. So far, how do you think the Division community has reacted? Rationally or irrationally? I think rationally, but let me hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.